Hi, Cambria. How are you?
Hi, Nancy. It's nice to be with you today. I'm very excited.
Oh, I am excited also. It's always nice to meet up with an artist and especially a vegan artist.
Ooh, thank you. Yeah, I consider myself an artivist. I really like that word.
Okay. So where are you calling home these days? Where are you situated?
I'm in Riverside County, California, but I'm looking to move to Los Angeles County. And I have a friend out that way that I'd like to caregive for. And I just feel like there'll be more opportunities. So I'm honestly at this juncture looking for a vegan friendly lived environment, because I currently am on Social Security disability due to being a sexual assault survivor. It created CPTSD, and sometimes I deal with Visitopia, although thanks to Dr. Claire Mann book on that, I feel much stronger. And I also took a class with Mariquita Solis, and she's a fabulous activist, and she's really helped me kind of fine tune my passions and convey them better. So I'm very thankful for everything she's imparted to me.
I see. So what inspired you to embark on your journey into veganism and how has it shaped your life and values?
Sure. When I was 13 years old, I met a Danielle in my math class, and she was vegetarian. And I thought, wow, I've wanted to be plant-based since I was five, actually. I thought to ask as a 5-year-old where meat came from because I understood, plants, very much. I loved gardening. I loved nature. I've always felt at one with nature. And so I remember very distinctly at 5 asking where meat came from, and my family told me it was animals. And I felt so horrified that I thought they'd eat my dog, who I considered a sister and still do, my sister Shayna. She's a coyote German Shepherd mix, and my mom adopted her before I was born, so she was an elder sister to me. She kind of raised me that way, and so, but thinking about Shayna, she's such a good girl. Anyway, I got sidetracked. What was your question again, Nancy?
So just like what inspired you into
Oh, so
veganism?
it was originally Danielle, and then I told my mom at 13 I want to be a vegetarian, and she said, "Well, if you're going to eat that way, you're going to have to get a job and buy your own food." And I said, "Very well then." And I went and I got a job the next day at the daycare that I'd gone to as a younger child as a playground supervisor. So that was my first job, age 13, so that I could afford uh, any vegetarian foods that I wanted. And I always cooked for myself. And then I started, that's also when we got a computer. So I had access to a lot of information. And I realized, oh, wow, rather quickly that I needed to be, vegan to be in full alignment with my ethical values and caring for all sentient beings. So um, at age 16, I went vegan. And then and so that was in the 90s because I graduated high school in 99. I'm currently 43.
Wow.
And Yeah. And
I mean,
so anyhow,
you were given, like you said, you wanted to be a vegetarian, and like, uh,
yeah,
people have it so easy sometimes because, they'll like, the parents will just cook that way, or it could be hard
yeah,
because they could say this is our household and we're not doing that. But
right.
actually, I commend you because you went and got a job so that you
Yeah, thank you.
could,
That was a prerequisite. She told me I had to, so there was no choice. And I thought, that's fine. I want to make my own money and have my own independence that way anyway, so I can be in alignment with my own values and live, who I want to be. And so, but in the course of my story, and journey with plant-powered humanoid this, um, I did end up backsliding into being vegetarian because um, when I was 18, I traveled to England and Sweden. I had saved up because my second job was a cancer therapy aide for the Gerson diet. I saw an ad in the newspaper that said vegan cook wanted. And I said, wait a minute, I'm vegan. I've been cooking since I was a kid. I'm a latchkey kid, so I know how to cook and I could probably do this job. And so I went and interviewed, and my boss, Casey, um, just she had breast cancer, and we together we were able to send her into remission and cure the breast cancer via all plants and organic diet. Dr. Gerson, Max Gerson, Gerson. I'm a former Gerson person. I guess I still am a Gerson person, and then I tell people when I encounter interesting people that have had that lived experience too. I'm gonna I can move into the sun more, also shadowed. Anywho, um, so yeah, when I was in Sweden, my father's friend offered me bread that had butter and cheese that was dairy based. That was a vegetarian family, and he had forgotten that I was living vegan at the time. And I didn't feel self confident at age 18 like I do now to, say gently, just a reminder, I am eating, an entirely plant based diet. May I just have some bread and jam? I could have asked for that, but I didn't even think to. I just felt so nervous. Um,
Mhm.
and that's dealing with the neurodivergent aspect of dealing with CPTSD from multiple sexual assault. So with that, now that I've mentioned it, that lived experience, because I was molested ages 9 to 11, but that was by a former dairy farmer family. And I really honestly, this has informed my philosophy on how, and I know that other philosophers have said um, that, because we're cruel to animals, we're cruel to one another. And I think that when we make it acceptable to, procure our food via bestiality, um, that's never going to impart good values on a society. And so, in order for us to get back to a pure state of being, the end of factory farming has to happen. And I'm
For
happy
sure.
that in Berkeley, uh, California, that factory farming, that is now illegal. So we're moving in that direction. We got to get footholds, in my opinion, in New York and California being the most progressive states in the U.S. And then once we move towards the center, then hopefully everybody, the heart of the country, will beat in unison with us, is what my hope is.
Okay. And so I guess, because you've experienced some hardship in your life, um, you
Mm.
know, uh, so you have, I guess, channeled some of your energy into creating and being an
Oh
artist,
yeah.
whether it be poems or jewelry. So, how does, being cruelty free influence your creative process?
Well, I think being cruelty free means that you're living more compassionately, So then so many factors come into play as a business where you're thinking ethically from every angle, So um, I, try to only buy local and as, environmentally friendly as possible. And I'm never obviously utilizing animal products of any sort. Um, and when it comes to transmuting pain, art is key for me and has been. I'd like to get into being an art therapist down the line with some certification schooling kind of stuff. But I know that that's something I could do. I've at a college level done welding and glass blowing and theater improv. I am a singer, a poet. At the end of this month, I think on the 28th, I'm supposed to be recording uh, some vocals and some music I have 3 music projects that I'm considering or working on at this juncture. There are Songs for Liberty, which is my friend Laura and I's project. She has an elderly dog called Liberty. And I told her, I came up with the name and I said, when Liberty eventually passes, we'll still be making songs for Liberty. And then also has the double entendre, obviously, of the liberty and justice for all kind of thing. Uh, and then the other project idea is Accelerated State, which is an old online handle of mine. And it's about moving at an accelerated state of consciousness. I believe in veganic protopia, which a lot of folks are familiar with a dystopia, which we currently reside in. And I think a utopia might be the answer, but that means nowhere. And it really shouldn't exist because throughout human history, when people have tried to achieve a utopia, a genocide has occurred because they figure there's a group of problem people that should be weeded out, and then we'll have our perfect place. So a protopia is where everyone's included, and we all get to work at being 1% better as individuals on an annual basis until there's a mass state of evolution that's occurred.
Okay. Now, talk to us about your jewelry pieces and if you have a website or how can people view it or very nice.
So at this, I am upcycling circuit boards is one thing that I do. That this piece also has garnet and smoky quartz on it.
Very nice.
And thank you. And I'm currently wearing, oops, hey Daisy, Daisy here. Hi
Hi,
Daisy.
Daisy.
Nancy has said hello to you, Daisy. I have this bracelet, which is nice. But as far as a website goes, I have that under construction. Jeff Stamp from Vegan on the Map has is getting that going, and we'll probably be live with that in. It's looking like maybe for him February, so I want to say March for Cambria's Curiosities Cast.
Okay.
I do
But
have
you
a
do have
YouTube
a
channel
YouTube
that's
channel, yes?
Cambria Freesia 8.0.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
I don't have much there yet. I had a previous one, and I'm in the process of getting more uploaded onto my YouTube for sure.
Great. Well, Cambria, thank you so very much for joining us on the Vegan Pulse. It's always great to hear other people's stories and how they come to become vegan and what they are doing in society and how they're promoting cruelty-free vegan living. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.